The other thing that I was also just thinking about is I'm in a very, I don't know, good position, I think, to review these because I actually didn't pay for these. Now, Keller did not give them to me. I bought the control arms used, and they only had a couple hundred miles on them. And they came with the Keller Ball Joints in them. So, that being said, I can give you guys a super unbiased view and perspective on these because, well, I didn't pay for them, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I don't have anybody to answer to. Overall, I really like the idea that they're rebuildable. Love that idea. Super easy to bring, you know, like rather than bringing like a spare ball joint with you on the trail that you then have to figure out how to press it out while you're on the trail, that idea sucks. The idea that I can just rebuild this on the trail, that is super nice. The downside is it's another thing to adjust. It's another thing to maintain on this already, I don't know, so time intensive thing. It's like a giant sponge for all your time and money. Like, and it just gets worse. Like, it's such a slippery slope, and there's one way out of this, and that's death. I'm convinced. That is the only way that this whole thing stops is once you die. But until then, it's a fun ride. Anyway, so it's another thing to adjust, and they're, like I said, they're expensive. If I remember right, it was a $557 comes to mind that's for a full set of 4, right? 2 uppers, 2 lowers. That's ridiculous. Like, that is insane. However, racing parts and parts that are meant to survive things like King of the Hammers, those parts are not going to be cheap. They're never going to be cheap, right? They were not designed to be cheap. They were designed to take the most amount of abuse possible in the smallest, lightest weight package. The other thing that I really like about them is I rebuilt both sides in 10 minutes tops. I mean, not long, right? So super easy to rebuild. Like I said, the downside is just and rebuild kits, if I remember right, this was like $125 for a pair, right? So for left and right, so whatever that breaks out to, $60 a piece, you know, like with tax and shipping and whatever. So overall, you know, that part sucks, how expensive they are, but the fact that they can be rebuilt on the trail, like if you go out for a long distance by yourself and stuff like that, you know, or I shouldn't say by yourself, but like with a group, right? And you're not going to bring like a press with you or something, I would say these are a super good idea. Also, if you're going out and you're just like going a super far distance and you have that in the back of your mind that, hey, I'm going to be a long ways from the truck, I can't break anything, so I'm going to drive accordingly, skip them. I wouldn't buy them, to be totally honest with you. Like, had these not come with these control arms, I would not have bought them. No question. I will be totally honest with you. I'm way too cheap to buy these. That said, they did come with the control arms. I'm not going to replace them. Like, I'm not going to get rid of them. I will keep rebuilding them and using them. But otherwise, I really don't see the huge need to have something this strong for 95% of us. Yep, there are a few people like Kyle Chaney out there who, yeah, they need this, right? Because this is the only thing that's going to handle the abuse that they're going to give it. Otherwise, I would say stick with regular ball joints, man. I'm going to finish installing these. I'm going to get these bad boys greased up and stuff and all slapped back together. And, yeah, I'm going to go for a rip today. It's a nice day.